Hello everyone, it's me, Spurs Rail 96. Welcome to another Train Sim World Free livestream. Today we are visiting the beautiful US of A, albeit back in time to the late 1970s. We're taking a look at the freight-only Clinchfield Railroad, which is located in the states of Kentucky and Virginia. We're going to do just one run this evening, or this afternoon, or this morning, whatever time you may watch this. We're going to conduct a service with the Clinchfield Railroad F7, the headline act of this route. And we're going to do, I think we'll do a southbound manifest train, which goes from Dant to, I don't know where it goes to. I think it's Elkhorn City, if I remember correctly. Let's put it back to April time, a little bit earlier in the month, I think. Kind of spring-ish kind of time period. Yeah, hope everyone has had a good weekend. I'll say my hellos to Southern Rail Fan, Liam, and the Banana Craft. Okay, so we're running a mixed manifest train southbound as far as Dant. I presume we're going from Elkhorn City. Unit selector 4. I love driving this old locomotive. Nope. Automatic. Independent released. Transmission lever to series parallel shunt. Reverser to forward. Headlight is on, control and fuel pump, the generator field switch and the engine run is all on, as is the number lights and the class lights. Boy, has it been a run since I've done a run in these beautiful part of the United States. No question. Oh, sugar. There's me pressing the wrong button. Right, let's get rocking and rolling. That is super loud in my headset. Yeah, that's a bit better. We do have a red signal just over 2,300 feet away. I think we have another coal train or manifest that's about to arrive into Elkhorn City. I love the Clinchfield Railroad. Any historic route always piques my interest, but especially here, you know, this very natural looking environment, you know, these huge mountainous areas and, you know, rocky cliffs, and it's very, very well done, I must admit. There's the manifest train coming up. ST40. Not one, not two, but three of them. Just turn the throttle off, set the switch to the idle position. just coast up to the red signal. Let's just put the brakes on here for a second. Wait for the train to pass. Yeah, but it's not just the route itself that I really like. It's the type of operations you can do from coal and manifest trains up and down the line, but these huge operations on these branches here. You've got not one, not two, not three, four of them, and the services of them are split into like parts. I think this one is 4 parts, 2 are 8 parts if I'm not mistaken, and the other one there's like a massive 10-part service which can literally take hours. I remember when I made videos for this route's timetable, I cannot remember how long it took me to get through all the services. I think it took me about a month to get through all of them. So there's quite a lot of stuff to do. I mean, on the numbers side of things, I think there's like 50 timetables services, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they're like super long, especially with especially on some of the gradients that these branches possess. Yeah, that's not easy. Increase the power to maximum, and if you're thinking this is a fast route, it really isn't. I think the maximum permitted speed you can reach is 30 miles per hour. So it's like the West Somerset Railway, but a bit more twisty and turny and bigger and freight heavy. But I like it. I really like it. Cracking route. Rolling stock as well. I mean, this F7 is really nice. It looks fantastic on the outside and the inside. Sound wise, I don't really know. I haven't seen or heard any F7s in action in the real world, mainly from an internet point of view. Obviously I haven't seen any of these in real life, but it sounds okay. I know the SD40 is pretty much got the old and terrible SD40-2 sounds from Sandpatch Grade, but it did get a new horn, which was welcomed. Oh, this is a good view here. Yeah, look at that. That's not a bad view. Not bad at all. Just watch the train go by here. But I think I have this route. I have to check and see, but I've done Sandpatch Grade. Yeah, Sandpatch Grade isn't too bad. Liam meeting at Milden Hall, which was a huge meeting, and fair enough. Ruben Camps, hey, nice to see you, hope you're well, welcome. Just doing a manifest run on the Clinchfield Railroad. There's that old caboose at the back. Let's get back in the cab. This train is really struggling to get up to the maximum permitted speed. I have put it on the correct position. Maybe series parallel might do it. There we go. Freight unit selector 4, yeah, 4 units, 2A units and 2B units, or booster units. And there is quite a lot of tunnels and bridges that you will encounter on this route. Don't ask me what the number is because I have no idea. I think this tunnel we're coming into now, is this the longest tunnel on the route? I'm not sure. I know there's one very big tunnel at the beginning of your journey, but I'm not sure if that's going, I think it might be that just dead straight bit of section there towards Dant. So of course we're going southbound from Elkhorn City. And I have set the weather conditions to dynamic, so hopefully the weather will play its part on this journey today. Ruben Cam's, does the game run good on PS5? I'd say it's solid, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm getting near 60 frames-ish on the Clinchfield Railroad. It depends which route you pick, really, Ruben. I mean, there's tons of content. Blimey, how many routes have I got installed at the moment? I think more than 20. That's a guess. Some routes run very, very well. Some routes, depending on the amount of trains that are running around at a specific station, or maybe you're conducting some freight activities, some switching or shunting in a big yard, and there's lots of freight cars and other traffic that's going by the yard or something. Yeah, the frame rate can dip a little bit now and again. In its worst case scenario, the game can crash, but I haven't actually had a crash from this game in a very long time, which is yeah, I haven't thought about that actually. It's nice. I remember in the early days of Train Sim World 3, this game used to crash like crazy in the most odd times, I must say, when either doing a service or a tutorial or even just messing around in the main menu. Liam is brilliant 2 days, lots of crashes and everything, there's lots of old classics. Oh, very nice. Nice to see the old classics come out of garages and out to play. I mean, it's been beautiful weather in the UK. Actually, 10-20 minutes ago, before I was about to stream, actually we had a sudden downpour, which was nice for a change. Today has certainly been a little bit cooler, certainly where I am in the UK. The wind has we've got a little bit of a warmish breeze. I think the temperature, don't know what the temperature is now, but it's certainly been a little bit cooler. Certainly cooler than last night and yesterday. It was unbearable yesterday, my god. I've got a cup of tea and the donut for tonight. To get in the good old American spirit, I got a good old donut. Of course, it's not too far from America's Day of Days. Into another tunnel. Now from I think the game's menu, doing a run from top to bottom on this route takes roughly an hour, but I don't think that's right. I think the calculations just I think the game calculates how long it would take to do one point to the other as like the crow flies, like from dead straight to dead straight. You know, I don't think it takes into account all these twisty turns and gradients and all that kind of stuff. So I think it would take a little bit more than an hour, especially with the speed limit being so low. I've just noticed certainly clouded over the Appalachian Hills, and mist has descended, which is, I think, kind of prototypical at certainly in this part of the States. And it certainly looks good. I'll give you that. Whoa, the cab's just suddenly lit up with a blaze of light. Some of the dynamic weather transitions are not entirely smooth. I think on the newer Train Sim World 3 routes with that new Sky Tech, it's smoother. On the old Train Sim World routes, yeah, it's not particularly good, excluding the ones that have been updated, of course. Sub-Zero Scorpion, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, hope you're well. Might be another roadmap update for NEC, that's correct. I'm sure there will be. They've done 2 updates on the Northeast Corridors timetable in the past 2 months, so whether they will add a 3rd update to it is very likely. Yeah, I mean, as far as US routes go, streaming wise, there's a fair few need to cover. Including some routes which I've never covered before on a live stream, actually. So there's a fair bit of US content to do. Streaming wise, of course. Looks like it's going to rain more than anything. Certainly got misty. Fog is rolling in. Got some empty coal wagons as well, big and small, and some fruit trucks as well. Very nice. We'll just ease off the power for a bit. Nowhere near. Another stunning piece of scenery here. Crossing over, not bad at all. Certainly not a bad looking route. Difficult to know the vegetation was on point to the late 1970s. That nice view of the train going by give me a perfect excuse to eat the rest of my donut. Now I've got a cup of tea sitting next to me. Let's reduce the power, put it on notch 6, see how the train copes then. Following a little country lane on the right. 20-ish or more than 20 miles to go for sure until Dant or Dante. But I think it's called Dant. Looks like we've got a little coal tipple over here. Such a shame that these mainline, loaders and tipples do not get used in the services. Hopefully when a loco add-on comes along to Clinchfield Railroad, which I'm pretty sure there will be one, I just don't know when. Hopefully those mainline tipples and loaders get utilised. Now what loco, I don't know. I think there's a couple you could pick up, maybe a little GP7 or a U-36C U-boat. That I would like very much. Yeah, donut was nice. I haven't had one in a while. It was very nice. It wasn't a jam donut, sadly. It was just one of those normal, well, just a normal donut. Bit covered in sugar. That's the only thing I don't like about them. And then to another tunnel coming up. What is that? I don't recall seeing them before. I'll have a look at that when a train comes out the tunnel. We just round the curve. And actually, I'm gonna just turn on the motion blur, because I've actually thought for once the motion blur on this route actually doesn't hamper the stream's performance, but judging by looking at the phone, the graphics are struggling a little bit. So I'm just gonna reduce the strain on the stream by turning on the motion blur. Just round the corner, and then we should see this little bit of industry come into view. Right, what's cooking up down here then? We got some loaders. Yeah, seems to be the case. So we got some loading. I've never seen this before down here. We got some more loaders, it seems. Yeah, big sidings down here. I don't think I've ever seen them being used before. And of course, leads to the main line here. Very nice. I don't know if those that piece of industry down there. I'm not sure if those sidings get used in the scenarios, but never before have I seen them in a timetable. Yeah, it is a pretty long route, Banana Craft. I think it's actually, if you combine the main line and all of the branches, I think it's up there, certainly being one of the longer train sim mode routes. I think this is 60 miles altogether, or 66 miles. So yeah, long route. A lot of nice green vegetation scenery. For the environmentalists to drool over, or for nature-loving people. I mean, these kind of natural environments, this is what I like to see. Even though I'm predominantly a city boy, these kind of big natural landscapes, yeah, I love very much in Train Sim World. Yeah, it's not perfect, but depending on the developer, they do a pretty decent job. Could I do any better? Absolutely not. No chance. There's the little F7. It's just sitting at this coal loader all day and every day of its working life. Banana Croft, I know Sand Patch is longer and feels pretty long because it's pretty slow speed. Yeah, I think Sand Patch grade in some areas, particularly at the start of the route, you can, I think, reach 50-60 miles per hour, so it's pretty quick. And then the higher you get into the mountains, obviously the slower you get, especially when going downhill. You'll be applying those brakes to no end, really. So yeah, long and challenging. There he is, on the right hand side. Poor lonely guy. Feel sorry for the engineer that has to sit in that cab all day. Poor bugger. I don't know what the weather's doing in the sky. It's bizarre. The mist has suddenly gone and we've got like just a greyish sky. Not sure if it is going to rain or not. Wouldn't be surprised. Well, it should really rain because obviously the amount of trees, I imagine, would love to see a bit of moisture in the air. As I imagine too, the wildlife as well. Got a little tipper or coal loader on the left. Hopefully we will see another service or two. What's going on as regards to the branches? This is a monster of a branch, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Wiggles and wiggles up through the mountains. Nah. Don't think there's a service. Doing some coal activities. No. No. Not there today. That one is finished. Early in the route is alright, I mean the scenery is good, but the trees look somewhat like a mobile game. It looks like it can be improved. Yeah, I don't mind the 2D trees in like the distance, like, you know, close to the horizon. That I don't mind. As long as we have 3D trees like near trackside, that's fine by me. Is it great? No, it certainly isn't. It can certainly be improved, but I think the overall, the look and feel of the Clinchfield, yeah, it's fairly well represented. In the 1970s, I don't know, but overall, I think naturally, looking at photography and videos of this route, it's done an okay job. How long is our load? I don't think it's like 30 odd wagons. Oh, it might be. No, I don't think so. I don't actually know. How long is our thing? 40... Oh, okay. Excluding the caboose as well, I think that's near 40... yeah, it should be... How many have you got? 2 booster units. 41 freight cars and wagons and coal hoppers all together. Oh, we got a red coming up. We do not have priority. Oh dear. Where's the red? Right there. Got a bit of a while yet to we have to put the brakes on. I'll have a sip of tea, I think. Yeah, I know there's a red light, red signal, banana craft, don't worry. Nothing to worry about. Got a fair while to go before we reach it. Once we get under 1,000 feet, then I'll apply the brakes. Or just let the train coast on what seems to be an increasingly steep uphill gradient. And now we can apply the brakes. Put on the independent just in case. Seems to be slowing down. Tickety boom. I think that'll do. It's a weird looking sky, man. Bizarre. Seems we've got like a little main road there across this little river or creek, and there's the red signal over there. Right, so much as have to sit tight, sit pretty, and then wait until the presumably is a coal train or another manifest comes screaming by. So a little bit of information about the Clinchfield Railroad. It was based from Elkhorn City, Kentucky, which is where we're actually going from, all the way to Spartanburg in South Carolina. It operated from 1902 to 1983, and obviously the successor, when the Clinchfield Railroad operator shut down, was a Seaboard, later became CSX. It was the last Class 1 railroad built in the United States east of the Rocky Mountains. It's 266 miles long and provide access to numerous scenic wonders of the Appalachian region, and is probably best known for state-of-the-art railroading engineering techniques applied in its construction, exemplified by various loops climbing the Blue Ridge Mountains near north of Marion, North Carolina. The Clinchfield Railroad began operating the line in December the 1st, 1924, and for it seemed many years it was leased jointly by the Atlantic Coastline Railroad and Louisville and Nashville Railroad. When the LAN merged with the Atlantic Coastline Railroad, the Seaboard Coastline Railroad came to fruition effective January the 1st, 1983, forming the Seaboard System Railroad. The separate operating company was unnecessary then and was merged into the Seaboard. The line is now obviously owned and operated by CSX Transportation, known now as the Blue Ridge Subdivision, Spartanburg to Erwin, Tennessee, and the Kingsport Subdivision, which goes from Erwin, Tennessee to Elkhorn City, Kentucky. At the end of 1925, the railroad operated 309 miles of road and 465 miles of track. Mileage in the 1970s was 312 and 501. And as far as Train Simulator is concerned, I think it came out in 2020s, and then the Clinchfield Railroad, the Train Sim World version, came out in Train Sim World 2. I mean, as far as traffic is concerned, I've got a few stats on it. Revenue and freight traffic in millions of net ton miles. From 1960, it was 1,904, and 1970 was 4,102. Actually, passenger services did operate around for Clinchfield. In 1925, you had 10 passenger services. 1933 you had 1. 1960 you had 5, and the 1970s you had just 1. So yeah, quite interesting. I know I've seen some historical footage of Clinchfield in action. I think the earliest years I managed to watch was the 1990s. And yeah, it looked fascinating to me. I mean, that was the time when CSX was king of the hill. in the Appalachian Mountains. So, but yeah, overall, I think it's certainly worth a read up. Got a lot of history about it. Anyway, what's taking so long? Where is this train then that is meant to be screaming by? Where is it then? I don't see one at all, actually. Oh, how bizarre. Why do we have to wait then? Denied, wait for the signal to change. Have we got another train that's coming up behind us, maybe? No, I don't think we do. That's very bizarre. There's none coming from this branch here, is there? No, there is. No, there's not. Okay, that's a bit bizarre then. I do not hope it's not a bug. I hope not. That will ruin my day if it has. I suppose we could get close to it. Right, there's the red signal. Bizarre. I don't know why. Where would it be then? It must be a long, long way out, if that is the case. Where could it be? Ah, there's one. That's miles away, though. I mean, surely we could, they could have given us clearance to proceed, and then we could have gone on to maybe. Yeah, in theory, we should be able to. We should be able to keep going, because we'll be able to get onto this bit of passing track here, and the train that's going northbound would use a track on the right. Well, that's a bit of a pain. Never mind. Just have to sit tight and wait. Banana Craft, the train is the same one you get in the Christmas rodeo. Yeah, I didn't get the that Christmas what's it called? The Elf Express, Snow Express, or whatever it's called. I was about to say Polar Express, but it's not. Yeah, I think Dovetail is like, I've done that traditionally in the past. I think they did it with Train Simulator years ago with a F7 unit, but I think with a steam train as well, going around some 1970s or 1980s style Christmas living room. Doesn't really interest me, but you know, it's good fun. I might pick it up on near Christmas on a very, very steep discount. I mean, it's pretty cheap-ish. I mean, it's under a tenner, so. But then again, for Christmas celebrations, I could just play Train Sim World routes with snow, weather conditions, and I think the Erosa line has like a Christmas gameplay in some of its scenarios, and I think a couple of Christmas services as well with the RHB Anniversary Pack. I know the West Cornwall Steam DLC has some Christmas themed gameplay, which I haven't got. Doesn't really interest me. It's essentially the it's basically the what is it, The Jubilee just in a different livery, and its coaches and locomotive is covered in Christmas lights. It's not worth much to me, really. I mean, it doesn't add much either. I think it only adds, what, 4 measly services to West Cornwall, which isn't great. I know it can substitute onto a few other, like, services on... what is it? ScotRail Express and Midland Main Line, but nah, not worth 8 or 9 quid for me, I don't think. Earlier, someone done their research before the stream. Well, I mean, I did a bit of practice on the Clinchfield Railroad, and I had a funny feeling like one of these big long stoppages would come about. So I thought I'd, look up a bit of history of the Clinchfield. Totally not got it from Wikipedia. It was the first thing that popped up. I know on Dovetail's website they've done a bit of history of the Clinchfield, but I couldn't find it. Because I think the article was like over 2 years old, so it'd be a bit of a struggle to find it. No, I agree, Liam, it didn't really interest me. I mean, yeah, like I said, it didn't offer much to me, to be honest. Let's see, what have we got? What are we pulling in? So yeah, these are the 2 B units here, or the booster units. So the A units are the actual locomotives with the cab, and these are its booster units. Sadly, you can't go inside them. But yeah, just look at the livery, the dirt and grime, the golden logo of Clinchfield. I love it. It looks really good. I mean, look at that. Rust, that sense of wear and tear and stress. Love it. Absolutely love it. So this is one of the manifest trucks you get, these wagons. I don't know actually what it is. I think it's like a boxcar or something. It's got all the numbers and all that kind of stuff. The Clinchfield logo fading away. You can open it up as well. Oh, it's locked, of course it would be. There you go, doorbell. And there you go. You can get inside and go for a ride if you choose to do that. Let's lock it up. Don't any stowaways on board. These are part of the Florida Perishable. These are predominantly for fruit, insulated, cushioned. The Fruit Growers Express for greatest efficiency. So obviously, before refrigerated cars, what they do is they get boxes of fruit and veg and all that stuff, and they just dump like tons of ice, bags and bags and bags of ice, and just throw it in the little car here. And the fruit grower, and because obviously the ice would melt, and as with the freshness of the fruit and veg, the Florida Perishable was given priority regardless of what type of operation was conducted, either on the main line or on the branches. The Florida Perishable was given priority to no end. And I've actually driven that service in the game, and yeah, I think it's like 50, 60, 70 of these fruit so-called refrigerated cars. I can't even get this open. Why can't I get it open? There we go. Obviously inside would be bags and bags and bucket loads of ice and fruit and veg, and lock the door. What else have we got on this train? We've got the coal hoppers, free bay coal hoppers, I think. I don't know what the official. I think this looks like a 100-ton one, and I think the other one's like maybe a 50-ton or something. But again, it just looks really, really nice with the lettering. Nice to see they've got two different types of coal hoppers. Me likey. And then right at the very back is the caboose. This good old Kabula caboose, radio equipped, of course. Got its couplers, battery box. Got the handbrake, which does work. You can go inside and have a little mooch around in there. You could sit in the top deck here as well. It's pretty cool. Got your little chimney stack for your hot cup of joe. Right, let's return to the cab. What else can we do? You got the brake gauges. There's the brake gauges. Yeah, the detail on it isn't too bad. Some of it is a little bit muddy. Certainly the texture, like up here. From a distance it looks okay, but once you zoom in, you know, it looks a little bit ugh. Got the sander there. Got a nice window, look at that. You've even got this window here, which you can wind up as well, look at that. Cool, isn't it? I mean, I haven't been on Clinchfield Railroad. Blimey, I haven't done a full run on it for, I don't know, I think 100 years or something, but it's nice to get back into it and have a little play on it. Where is this train? It's taking too long. There it comes. Another long one. Presumably another F7 leading the charge. Liam had to cut the grass yesterday around my garden. 5.5 hours! Jesus Christ. Crumbs, what on earth did you use? I would even bothered. 5.5 hours in this heat? No chance. I would just waited until, I don't know, autumn. Here comes the F7. About darn time. How long has the stream been going on for? Nearly an hour, blimey. We're nowhere near. We are far from finished. Blimey. Looks to be a coal run. Yep, he's going to one of the coal mines. Get those trucks loaded, boy. Put my bowl away, actually. Don't need it. There we go. The barcode on the side of the wagon cell would be red, but a thing on the side of the track. See where it was going. Alright. Piqued my interest there. I'm going to have a look at that again. A barcode. Where would it be? be here, wouldn't it, or something like that? I don't know. I imagine the barcode would be like here or something. Obviously at a human height. Right. Let's get going. Ooh. Nearly stalled the engine. There we go. We got roughly 16-ish miles, I think, until Dant Yard. We shouldn't have any more stoppages on this journey. Across videos about the old barcode system. Oh, right, is there? Oh. You see it better on the yellow wagons. It's red, white, and purple bars. Okay. No point looking at it now, I'm moving. Okay. I'll certainly investigate that once the stream is ended. Right, I'll say the usual YouTube shenanigans. If you did enjoy this stream, then I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the like button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then yeah, feel free to subscribe to the channel. The next stream will be tomorrow on Monday the 26th of June 2023, and we'll be taking a trip to Germany. Once again, we're going to be doing some passenger services on Hauptstrecke Hamburg-Lübeck, so that'll be fun. This display, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a radio system or something. Either way, it doesn't work. Could have a bit of radio chatter, but sadly that's not to be. I think there's only one US route which actually has like some sort of radio chatter, and that's Sandpouch grade. We go. We'll soon be coming up to an interchange or a junction for one of the branches. One of the branches are actually named on the map. I don't think they are. because I don't actually know what they are. So what, we've got the McClure Spur, a small one. God, I struggle to read that, even from this distance. The Blue Diamond Mine. What else? Pitco Mine. Oh, we've already passed that. So, okay, fair enough. We haven't passed the McClure Spur, have we? No, we haven't. Okay. There's another one, isn't there? There's like 1, 2, 3. Is that the fourth one down there? It must be the Moss Tipple or something. Or the Blue Diamond Mine, either way, I can't remember. Let's keep accelerating. Let's keep on moving. When aircraft in the late 1960s, railroads in North America began searching for a system that would allow them to automatically identify rail cars and other rolling stock. It's like a radar or something, isn't it? Scanning for other trains about the States. We've got a little loader or a tipple on the left, some industry there on the left. Seems nice. Very nice. We do have some road traffic about. Some 1970s vehicles, predominantly some trucks. There's one here, in fact. Getting ready to depart the yard. There's the tipple itself, the loader. So I presume the truck would go on this ramp, unload his contents, and then into the hoppers below. We've got 14-ish odd miles until Dant Yard. Not sure which part of Dant Yard, be it north or south, but it's Dant Yard, that's for sure. There's one of those trucks on the right. Need to get this this manifest to the end, otherwise the boss will be very unhappy. I suppose a common question or critique of this route would be is a little bit boring from point to point. I can understand that to a degree, when you're predominantly looking at the same scenery many times over. I suppose the different gradients make it a bit of a challenge, especially playing it first time, and if the weather conditions get involved, that certainly adds to it. I suppose it's what if you do the scenarios or the services on each of the branch lines, it's certainly far from boring. And it depends if you like US freight routes or not, really. I mean, there's a fair few of them in the game, ranging from CSX to BNSF, Union Pacific, and everything in between. think what would be cool to use on the Clinchfield Railroad would be some of the modern CSX locomotives, because I know I remember when Clinchfield came out, a fair few people wanted to see like a modern day interpretation of the Clinchfield. Now you wouldn't have to change the scenery that much. I imagine just the coal tipples and loaders and the industry would have to be updated. Have some modern infrastructure and stuff like that. But I imagine a big chunk of the route would probably remain the same. Now I suppose in some ways you can recreate that with the scenario planner with some of the CSX locomotives. Do a point-to-point run or something like I'm doing. Or maybe do a run from one of the termini of the branch lines down to the main line. So I suppose you can recreate it in a way, but I think having like a modern day CSX timetable for this route would be quite cool. I mean, he had an old school timetable for Great Western Express, why not have a modern day-ish timetable for Clinchfield? Whether people would like it, I don't know, but I wouldn't mind that. Something cool, adds a different dynamic, different dimension to the Clinchfield. But on the the Bakerloo line is pretty much the same thing. I've done almost all the runs on there. Actually, went on Bakerloo yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, yesterday I went on it. I don't know, I think I just watched a video of the London Underground on YouTube, or a documentary of it, and just maybe wanted to just fire up the Bakerloo line and have a little play on it. Its new timetable certainly represents how busy the Underground can get, particularly in the morning peak rush hour. Like literally, like trains, like two trains, like I don't know, 10 yards away from each other or something like that, 10-15 yards away on the same platform, particularly at Queen's Park. I remember I did a video of that modern Underground timetable. And it was just chock-a-block. There was no end to it. Trains coming in, trains coming out. There was some trains coming in out of the sheds there at Queen's Park. Yeah, it was endless. I don't know how many trains are clocked up in that hour, but I think it was like 20, maybe even 30 bits of rolling stock. And that was just going in and out of Queen's Park all day. In that hour, I should say. Alright, we're just over 10 miles-ish away from Dant Yard. Certainly is a bit more of a long haul on this kind of route. We'll be not too far from little junction to presume is the Blue Diamond mine. So if you're here for a busy timetable pattern, then this certainly is not the route for you. Certainly few and far between. Liam, there has to be more underground routes. I mean, I know a few people wanted to see another London Underground route, or another kind of subway style route, be it in New York or in I don't know, Japan, or anywhere really. Vagina Metro, Glasgow subway. There's a few depending on if Dovetail can get the license, of course. There'll be good candidates for Train Sim World DLC, but I wouldn't mind another underground route, London Underground route for sure. I would prefer personally the Circle Line. That is my favourite London Underground route. now directly, well, not directly, but we are running alongside the track for the Blue Diamond Mine. It's just high, excuse me, it's just high above it in the hills. Should be able to catch it. There it is. There's the track for the Blue Diamond Mine. It will get lower and lower and lower to our level, and the sky is very strange today. Very odd. Dynamic weather certainly isn't 100% perfect. A bit of wildlife you can hear. The birdies, maybe some water type wildlife as well. Some aquatic creatures maybe, I'm not quite sure about that. There's a nice little spot here near some logs. Lovely. Well, we'll just wait for the train to come by. I'll put on a bit of throttle. Oh, of course, and there's the entrance to the line to the McClure Spur. I really like the McClure Spur. Nice little spur. Did I miss the entrance? I think I did, didn't I? Where is it? The train's right there, so I haven't missed it. Did I miss it? No, I didn't miss it. Where is it? Show me the McClure Spur. As a railroad crossing. There's the McClure Spur over here. Hopefully the game won't kill me and throw me out if I go to the McClure Spur. Let's have a look. Because I think you can only do the McClure Spur services in the inky blackness of night, which is a little bit irritating. Because obviously at night you can't see very much. Twisting and turning our way through scenery. Here we go. Yeah, this is the McClure Spur here. You can see the activity here. Oh, there's a SD-40 guarding the fort, so as it was. Got a truck there ready to dump its load off here. Yeah, you see you got some unloading capabilities. It's a big area, the McClure Spur. Look at it. A lot of industry here. Obviously, it goes further and further into the hillside there. See the McClure Spur? Not bad at all. Don't kill me, game. Thank you very much. The gauge lights aren't working. Oh no. Can't exactly see in the dark. That's no good. There we go. I think that's a little bug where if you stay in the free camera for external camera for too long, the gauge lights go off even though they're on. Hey, maybe that saves frame rate and performance. I don't know. Yeah, but have you seen Ghosts on the Underground? Yeah, I have seen Ghosts on the Underground. I've seen that documentary. It's certainly a bit spooky, and maybe one I'll give a watch at Halloween time. New timetable is very fast paced. Oh yes, absolutely. There's loads more services to do on the Bakerloo. Liam, England under 21 have reached the quarter-final of the Euros. Excellent. It's good. But it's good fun. It's like 35 trains an hour or more on other lines like Victoria's 65. Yeah, very busy. Liam, by the way, the car on the profile picture on this account is for sale. Won a world finals up for 50 quid. Banana Craft as Victoria is automatically driven, then trains talk to one another. The only driven part is really around the yards. Yeah, London Victoria, you mean? Yeah, I mean most of the AI run the show, don't they? Especially for southeastern trains, you know, the 465s and what have you. But apart from that, all the other trains, the 387s and the 377s, can be all driven by us, the players. So obviously there's like thousands of, I think it's like what, 1,400 services to do. Yeah, it's a lot to do. And hopefully when the Thames Link, the BR Class 700 gets added to Train Sim World 3, hopefully it'll get added to the Brighton timetable, what's it called? The London commuter timetable. That'd be quite cool. Then you can do some services from Brighton to, well, I think in reality it goes to London Bridge, but obviously London Bridge isn't in the route, so we'll have to go as far as, what is it? East Croydon, maybe? That's a guess. I think it's East Croydon. Yeah, it'll have to be East Croydon, won't it? Or maybe Clapham Junction, maybe. I think it's somewhere like that, I'm not sure. It'd be quite cool if this 700 gets added to the London commuter, because then they can do literally an all-stop service from Brighton to at least, well, one of the stations in London. In the route, I think it's East Croydon. It's got to be. Alright, we got a speed limit of 25 miles an hour coming up shortly. Won't have to worry about that just yet. I think this is part of the route where now it gets actually challenging for us, because we're going to be going downhill to Dant very shortly. Some coal wagons there, some coal hoppers, filled to the brim it seems. Liam, I've got a Rover P4 and P5 for sale. Not taken, they'll be raced. Race them, why not? It's not every day you see a Rover P5 or P4 raced, is it? Suppose when you reach 3k for a party at mine for everyone. I think it'll be a long time before I reach 3k subscribers. I think it took me nearly 2 years just to reach 2,000 from 1,000. Let's put the throttle notch on 6 and start gaining a few miles per hour again. I totally forgot London Commuter was on the game. I should start playing this game again. Yeah, I think you should. I mean, of course, it depends what kind of route you like playing on Train Sim World. Banana Craft Victoria is the first fully automatic tube line. Other lines are getting there now. Bakerloo is the only one left that's driven. Is it fully automated? Oh, what a shame. a bit of a shame, that. I prefer it to be driven manually any day of the week. I feel a bit safer, I think. I think we over-rely on technology sometimes a bit too much. Well, the gradient is starting to get steeper once again, as we're approaching the 25 mph speed limit. We've got just under 8.5 miles to go until Dant Yard. Once we get on this long straight tunnel, we should be yeah, I'll be relieved when we near the end, because it's not a short trip from one side of the route to the other, is it? What is going on down there? That's the engine sheds. So we've got an SD40 and a couple of Clinchfield F7s there as well. So that's where you can refill the locomotives with fuel, and obviously store them up at night. There's a turntable. I'm not sure if it works. I don't think it works properly. But it's still pretty good. And there we are over there. Going via another creek, it would seem. Let's go over here. There's a main road over there on the other side. Let's get back in the cab. Ooh, the gradient certainly has steepened. Let's put on maximum power. Don't want to start getting too slow. Earlier one time I pushed the Class 08 to 39 miles an hour. That's certainly running close to how much the game can take. Oh dear. Banana craft mostly Bakerloo for me. Yeah, same here. I like the old signal block system. New trains now talk to one another so they can ride almost behind one another. Yeah, it's sad, isn't it? It's impressive technologically, but either way, it's a bit sad. Banana craft, the think trains on the Victoria Tube line are like 1 minute apart and running like 15 minutes behind one another. Oh, meters like minute. Okay, right. Yeah. Crashed when it got to 40. I imagine it did. Oh dear. Still got a few twists and turns to go until we get inside of a long tunnel. was just having a look at the various lines that the Clinchfield Railroad owned, and yeah, certainly interesting. As far as its fleet, which is interesting, it has 13 steam locomotives and 59 diesels. That was in 1953. Had over 7,085 freight cars and 8 passenger coaches. Wow. Ah, these are the... Right, here we go. These are the kind of diesels they had owned. They had 3 S4s, 1 FP7, 6 SW7s, 6 F3As, 15 F7A, and 11 F7B units, which is obviously what we're driving. 17 GP7s, 2 GP9s, 14 GP16s, good god, 19 SD40s, 18 SD45-2s, 8 GP38-2s, and that's from the electromotive division, of course. General Electric obviously had 7 U36C locomotives. They were built in 1971. Steam-wise, you have Challenger, Mogul, a 10-wheeler Consolidation, had a H3 switcher, a K1 through the K4 Mikado, an L1 through the L3 articulated 2882 locomotive, and a P1 and P2 Pacific 462 locomotive. Very nice. Amazed by the amount of diesels they had. That's crazy, man. Absolutely bonkers. Alright, just under 6 miles to go until Dant Yard. Liam, I don't like it how I'm on my own now in this sort of mansion of mine. 40 rooms all to myself is kind of scary. Well, why didn't you just sell it and get a smaller house? Let's increase the speed. Well, have a piece of industry here. Oh, nice little hill there. Oh. Got a digger. Little tipple there, it would seem. Ah, here we go. Perfect. A railroad crossing. How far can the free cam take us? About here. Oh dear. The road is a bit floaty. Let's sit on here. Sit on there. Oh, that's not exactly three-dimensional. Never mind. Nice. Very nice. Don't forget to look on the yellow wagons for the barcode. Yeah, I think when I come to a stop at Danton Yard, I'll have a little look at them. If the game gives me any time to look at them, that is. I'll write an email about that road. Yeah, you might as well write an email about every nook and cranny of the Clinchfield Railroad. That will, yeah. That'll be some email. Got some something of a train. It is indeed SD40. With another coal run, it seems. Three of them. Nice. Yeah, loaded coal train going northbound. Presumably to one of the branches, or to Elkhorn City. It's moving now by the looks of it. We got just under 4 miles to go. About to hit the very, very long tunnel. Just noticed the 1.5%, nearly 2% uphill gradient. In fact, I wasn't expecting. As into the longest tunnel on the route by quite some margin. I forget what the tunnel's called. Either way, it's a long tunnel. Early MRI problems that need fixing on the Clinchfield Railroad. Everything fixed the roads, made more services, and listened to what? Thanks for your time. Yeah. They probably haven't got a clue who I am. Like, who's that? Never heard of that geezer before. Just over 3 miles to go. Considering this is my first proper service I've done on the Clinchfield Railroad for a very long time, I must say it's been pretty straightforward. I thought I'd have problems like getting the locomotive moving and hitting red lights and all that kind of stuff, but no, it's been pretty straightforward, which is nice. Especially on the US freight route. Sometimes it's far from straightforward. No, I don't think it would be much fun on the steam train at Banana Craft. Be far from fun. Suffering, more like. Like hell, maybe. Total darkness. With steam and everything blowing in your face. Unless back then the Clinchfield Railroad had a, I don't know, way of getting a grip of the situation. If a train was to come through, a steam train was to come through this long tunnel. Can't remember what it's called. Is it Sandy Ridge Tunnel? I can't remember what it's called. Just trying to think off the top of my head. Right, let's exit the tunnel. Is there like a name on it or something? No. Got a little box here. Well, it's not a box, but probably some electrical storage unit or something like that. Right, this is where it's going to get tricky. Now it's downhill for the last 2 miles. You won't have to worry about it too much yet, because most of our load is still in the tunnel. So it's thankfully holding the train speed back. Just going to put the brakes on to combat the downhill gradient. Notice there's no Thierry tonight. He's normally present in the streams, not tonight. Obviously has things to do. Fair play. I'm sure he'll be around for the next stream tomorrow. We've got 8,400 feet until we've reached the end of the line for this train. Well, in the game that is. I forgot, did I have to check any switches? No, I don't think I do. No, it's fine. Alright, coming into the town of Dent. And subsequently the yard. Yeah, that's fine, Banana Croft, no problem, no problem. Is this where the church is? Like literally, yeah it is, there's the church. Yeah, there's a famous part of Dant which has a church, literally right on its doorstep is the railroad. And there it is. See if there's any switching activities going on here in the yard. I don't think there is. I don't think there's any switching like services, I think, in the yard. Might be wrong, unless it's maybe beginning of one of the like 10 or 8 part services going on one of the branch lines, maybe to assemble all the wagons and coal hoppers together, maybe. Okay. Should be just round the corner, round the bend. A couple of bends actually. We should be fine. Okay, Liam, no problem. Let's accelerate a bit. We're losing a bit too much speed, I think. Certainly can't have that. What would the yard manager say? I'll cancel everything to see your streams. Oh, you're too kind. You don't have to cancel everything, but... And of course you don't have to watch it live, you can watch it on playback if necessary. The gradient's just eased off a little bit at 0.8%, made at 0.3%. The speed limit's actually increasing to 30 miles per hour. Just put down the throttle one more time. Alright, so here's the engine shop right here. That is indeed the turntable. The turntable does work, but not many tracks to turn it onto, of course. Yeah, you got the engine shop there. There's a couple of locomotives here. So you got a very unusual arrangement of two F7s with an ST40 in the middle. Not one, not two, but three SD40s. Right, let's get on those brakes. There we are. Wonderful. There we go. That took me an hour and 45 minutes. That was a long run. Yeah, pretty cool. Overall, nice little run. Through the Appalachian Mountains on the historic Clinchfield Railroad. I enjoyed that. That was good fun. Right, damn it, run, that's it. Yeah, one run. Just a one run. No, not as bad, Liam, not as bad, no. But there we are, that concludes this stream on the old school freight heavy or freight only Clinchfield Railroad. If you did enjoy the stream, then make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. And if you are watching for the first time, be it live or on playback, then I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. The next stream will be on Monday the 26th of June 2023, as we'll be returning to Germany to take a look at this devil right here, Hauptstrecke Hamburg to Lübeck in Germany. So hopefully you can join me for that one. If not, then I would just like to say thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.